So we are in the second adhyay, first vali, sutra number 13. Purush, Almighty, who is the size of one's thumb, who is like a lamp which is without smoke, who is the Lord governing over the past and the future, is now and forever. This is that. Purush. What do you mean by this word Purush? Does anyone know about it? Purush is something which stays within the Pur, which is the body. That which resides in the body is called Purush. Today, a man is called Purush. The Almighty is also being referred to as the Purush. If we see our creation, it is in the form of a Purush. Now it says that Purush Almighty, who is the size of one's thumb. But here it is only for a reference sake that it is the size of the thumb. It is not the thumb. For a reference sake, it is a thumb and which resides within. But we have to understand one thing, that neither the thumb or the Purush or the Almighty is a part of you, nor are you a part of it. It is as in a whole. Are you getting my point? It is not that it is a fragment or a part of you, or you being a part of it, but it is as a whole. Who's like the lamp which is without smoke, who's the Lord governing over the past and the future, is now and forever. This Lord or this Almighty is present in every tense, whether the past tense, the present tense, or the future tense, which is now and which will be there forever and ever. So we go to the next sutra, sutra number 14. In the same way, the water that rained on the high mountain is scattered to various places of the mountain. One who does not see all beings of various forms, all religions, all deities, as the forms of that one Almighty Lord, keeps running after them, various forms, religions, deities, and falls back to the degraded life form. Sutra 14 ends. A similar mantra is also in Bhagavad Gita. In the same way that water rain on the high mountain is scattered to various places of the mountain. When you see the rain falling, the droplets fall everywhere. But the droplet of the water is exactly the same which started from the cloud. It is that water which forms droplets and falls on the mountain, but the water is the same. The Almighty or the God or the Purush that is being referred to out here is the same within each and every one. There is no difference. A person who goes beyond seeing this difference, a person who goes beyond seeing this difference, sees the Almighty in all, will soon see the Almighty within. There was a time when once I heard this from Gurudev, that a person who walks this path, or a person who believes in the idol worship, sees God in the idol. Sooner or later, there is a time when the person sees the God in everybody. When you see that moment, when you experience that moment, it is a time to rejoice. Because soon you will be able to see that Almighty, that Purush within you. One who does not see all beings of various forms, all religions, all deities as forms of that one Almighty Lord, keeps running after them and falls back to the degraded life form. Today, If I feel, if an individual feels that the Almighty that he or she believes in the East that he or she believes in, is different from the other Almighty, or is not as powerful as the Almighty being worshipped by someone else, would not be right. And at the same time, if a person feels the Almighty or the East that is being followed or worshipped by someone is not as same as what he or she worships, then that is differentiation. It is one in all and all in one. The person who cannot see this, I'm sorry for my throat, the person who cannot see this falls back to the degraded life form. For the simplicity, I will read the sutra once again. In the same way, the water that rained on the high mountain is scattered to various places of the mountain. One who does not see all beings of various forms, all religions, all deities as forms of that one Almighty Lord keeps running after them. Various forms and religions, deities, and falls back to the degraded life forms. Sutra 14 ends.
Hi, today I'm here to share with you an interesting workshop that I attended with Hitesh Guruji called Swari Yog Workshop. This is an ancient Indian workshop that very few people are even aware of. This knowledge is so hidden that it is actually called Gupta Gyan in India, which is hidden knowledge. The Swari Yoga goes into the depth of utilizing or understanding our own breath and using it or leveraging it for our personal benefit, abundance and prosperity. This is a dialogue between Mahadev Shiva and Parvati Ma, where he shares the secret of the breath and how we can use it to find success in our life. There are very few people who even know of this topic, and Hitesh Guruji is the domain expert on this topic. If you are interested in ancient Indian techniques of the breath and the knowledge and the science behind it, which is really secret in such a way that only few people know it, then Hitesh Guruji is the expert on it. He very patiently explains every shloka to us and the significance and the meaning behind it and how you can use it for your personal benefit. So do attend the Swari Yoga workshop with Hitesh Guruji and see the difference and the knowledge and how it can enable you for success.
Oh, the one form, the lineage of Gautam. In the same way, all the water drops rain from all the sides in fresh water becomes one with that fresh water body. The Muni, the silent one who sees everything as Atma, becomes one with the Atma. Sutra 15 ends. I repeat the sutra. Oh, the one form of line, oh, the one form from the lineage of Gautam. In the same way, all the water drops rain from all the sides in fresh water becomes one with the freshwater body. This people like Babita ji, Kashyap ji, Sayukta Ma, Abhijit ji, Kulpreet ji, Bharat ji will be able to understand. What is it before enlightenment? Every individual feels an identity. Am I correct? Babita ji, Bharat ji, Abhijit ji? Every individual feels or experiences an identity of the self. Imagine when the water falls, each droplet has an identity. But the minute the drop falls in the ocean, in the Mahasagar, and the minute it touches the Mahasagar, the minute it touches the ocean, does the identity of the drop remain? What happens? The droplet merges into the ocean and becomes the ocean as a whole. Am I clear? When the raindrops fall, the identity of each droplet might be experienced by that droplet. But the minute the droplet falls into the ocean, The droplet itself forms the ocean. So this says, oh, the one from the lineage of Gotham. In the same way, all the water drops rain from all the sides in fresh water become one with the freshwater body. So when the water falls into the ocean, it becomes one with the ocean. The water droplet becomes the ocean itself and loses its identity and becomes the ocean itself. The Muni, the silent one, who sees everything as Atma, becomes one with the Atma. When an individual sees the Almighty, the God, in each and every one, without differentiating in the religion, in the caste, in the creed, in the race, in the man and the woman, when there is no duality, when he sees that same Almighty in everyone and everyone in that Almighty, sooner or later realizes or sees the Almighty within the self. And that is what is self realization.